Well, welcome back for the tricks preliminary round, which is about to get underway. We have a little technical issue, but the first skier doing a trick run will be Diane Kirby of Ireland, who is the sole competitor in the over 65 categories. We'll then be moving on to the over 65 men and then the over 65s. So that will be the... So we'll be bringing you that shortly. We're here at the Water Ski Pamvotis Club in Ioannina in northwestern Greece. Very warm here, conditions are very good on the lake. I'm told that it's quite slow for slalom, but we had that this morning. There's a little bit of wind picked up at the end of the slalom competition this morning, but the flags opposite us are looking pretty still now. With me to talk through the trick runs is a British skier who tells me I've been slightly pronouncing his name wrong, and it is Dush. Is that right? It's Dush Lukic from Great Britain. Did I get it right that time, Dush?
You did indeed, and thanks for the opportunity to come and speak today, and of course it's great to be here competing in such fantastic conditions.
And you've done okay. You got 3 at 13 in the over 55 slalom, and that makes you through to the 12-man final.
That's correct, so very pleased with that and hoping that we can have a good final in a couple of days' time.
Well, now you can just relax a bit and enjoy it and watch some good tricking, hopefully, about which I have limited knowledge, which is a little bit of an understatement, so I'm delighted that you're here. So the first skier, Diane Kirby, she skied in the over 65 slalom earlier today. Rather uniquely, she got up on 2 skis and dropped a ski. So she only ran 1 pass because she couldn't actually get out of the water on 1. She's very recently had a hip replacement, and this is her first return to international competition. So here she will be attempting a couple of trick runs. I'm told that her PB is 940 points. So here we go with Diane Kirby, the first trick skier on the water in this competition, the over 35 European and Africa Championships. Here's Dush Lukic.
Thanks, Jane. So Di's just warming up and getting ready. So we've got a side slide, half wrap 180, reverse wrap 180, back to back 360, weight 180, weight 180 reverse, still waiting to come back in, and she's completed it, and that's the first run successfully completed by Di.
Now, Dush, for those who may be watching who don't really understand, you have 20 seconds to complete a trick run, and every different successfully completed trick counts, but if you repeat a trick, it doesn't count twice. Is that right? Have I got that right?
That's correct, Jane. So every trick needs to be a unique trick. You have reverse tricks for every one. So if you do a 180 or a 360 and you do it in reverse, they both count. but there are no double counting of the same trick. You are allowed, if you actually complete a trick but you don't get the height, for example, off the wake, then it may well be that you feel you want to try that again to try and ensure that you've scored it. So you can repeat the trick just to ensure you've scored it, but you can't count it twice, if that makes sense.
And what's the tactics for the second run then? I mean, obviously it depends how you trick, because I know that obviously you have a hand trick run and a toe trick run you can do. I'm told also that there may be some people in this over 35s competition who may do one run on two trick skis and then on one, because the tricks will count individually because they're different tricks if they're on two skis or one ski. So what do you think Di will be doing here?
Well, I think she'll. I'm not sure really whether, having had her hip operation, she's going to want to do a toe trick. I don't know. We'll see when she gets moving, and she's just coming into view now, eyes to the right. We'll see in a second, but she looks to me still to be in hand position. I'll wait and see. No, I think she might be actually. No, I think she is still in hand tricks. So we'll pick this up. She's just coming through the red entry buoy now. So the trick run's about to start, and it's the reverse wake 180, and back in. Sorry, it previously was the 180 back in that. She's just completed reverse, so she's done that both ways. She's looking to wrap into a 360, so this is the helicopter. And she's completed the helicopter and she's delighted. So I think she's stood up her entire run there. Just having another practice go at the wake 360. But I think she'll be delighted with that, and she pumped the air. So when she comes into the dock, I'm sure you'll all give Di a rapturous round of applause. Please do. I think it's a fantastic result that she's been able to produce two fully stood up runs in her first competition for some considerable time, and in the Europeans at that. So she'll be delighted, and I can totally understand why she would not have done the toe loops or the toe tricks at this stage. Please give her a round of applause down at the far end. Okay, next skier on the water, Ulf Skander from Sweden, with a personal best, I believe, of 2,940. He's probably getting into the realms of trick skiing that I probably can't interpret, but let's have a go. Skied beautifully in the slalom earlier on today. He's got a lovely languid slalom style. Let's see what his tricking was looking like. Here we go. So starting on 2, so just the 180, 180, 360, drop the skis, now on one ski, and it's the step, and back to front, 180, reverse 180, side slide, and he stood up the first pass. So Jane, this is a classic example where you have a trick skier who can do a few tricks on two skis and ensure they've got a full repertoire both ways. I just hope that they can see the trick ski that's been dropped here just drifting in front of us, but I'm sure they can, and I don't think it's going to interfere with the skiing. Today, because the trick ski that was dropped from the first pass is not moving, it's just sitting here, but I don't think it's obstructing the skier's path. So we got a helicopter for a start, looked like a helicopter, weight 180, 180, 180. 360, reverse 360, into the toe loop, toe 180 back to front, and he's stood it up and he's happy. Well done, Ulf.
So that's Ulf's two passes, and I can confirm that the judges have awarded 820 points to Diane Kirby of Ireland. So that's 820 for Diane Kirby. We'll have to wait and see what they award for Ulf Skande. Next up will be Dush's teammate, David Hawley of Great Britain, age 66. Says he has a trick score best of 3,760. So pretty good score there, Dush.
Yes, Jane. Dave's a great all-round skier, and I think it was a slightly disappointing slalom round this morning, but you can expect Dave to produce a decent trick run today. Skis down at the Wire Mill, where they have a strong reputation for three-event skiing.
Άρχισαν οι φιγούρες στην κατηγορία άνω των 65 γυναικών, προκριματικός γύρος. Είδαμε την Diane Kirby από την Ιρλανδία και το σκορ της είναι 820 βαθμοί. Η επόμενη κατηγορία που ξεκίνησε είναι οι άντρες άνω των 65 ετών, προκριματική φιγουρών. Πρώτος αθλητής που είδαμε ήταν ο Ulf Skande από τη Σουηδία. Σε λίγο θα έχω και το σκορ του.
So here comes David Hawley of Great Britain. Over to Dush.
Okay. Dave's getting into the wrap for the weight 360. So helicopter complete. Reverse weight 180, back in. Weight 360s both the way. Reverse weight 360s, going for the step. Got the step. Step weight back in, and he's in the water.
While we're waiting for him to be picked up, there are 7 men in this category, and the first 5 will go through to the finals. So getting the best score you can, obviously very important.
Εφτά αθλητές τρέχουν σε αυτή την κατηγορία και 5 μπαίνουν στο τελικό. Το αποτέλεσμα για τον αθλητή της Σουηδίας Ulf Skande είναι 1210 βαθμοί. $1,210 the score for Skande Ulf from Sweden.
Dave's setting up now for the return pass. Okay, he's in the toe loop. Toe 360. 180. Toe weight 180. And back in. Bit of a wobble, but he's got his composure back. Reverse 180 and he's in the drink. Great skiing from Dave Hawley. Well done, Dave.
David Hawley από Μεγάλη Βρετανία. Τον είδαμε και στα 2 περάσματα και περιμένουμε το αποτέλεσμα.
So on the water, oops, I'm talking over Sophia again. Apologies for that. Fernando Fernandes from Portugal on the water now.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από την Πορτογαλία, ο Φερνάντο Φερνάντες.
So Fernando starting with a step, front to back, back to front, weight 180, reverse weight 180, back in, stood those up, looking comfortable, just setting up for just the basic 180s, then he's gone into a reverse wrap for the 360 and loses it off the top of the weight.
Και έχουμε το αποτέλεσμα για τον αθλητή τον προηγούμενο, τον David Hawley από την Μεγάλη Βρετανία, 1630 βαθμούς.
So the score for David Hawley of Great Britain, 1630 points. So the highest score of the two so far. Fernando Fernandes is going to go into his second trick run, and I gather he's going to just spin round and come straight back in. So we'll hand you to Dush to talk through that. Fernando Fernandes is a 20 times plus Portuguese champion in slalom, tricks and jump. He's one of a team of 3 here from Portugal. He's aged 67 and his best score in tricks is 1900 points.
I'm pretty convinced that Fernando, who's been drinking from the cup of eternal youth, is in great shape, and lovely slalom skier and looking a pretty accomplished trick skier too. Just now positioning in the toe loop for the toe run. So 180 front to back, back to front, side slide. Toe weight 180, out, back in, back into the hands. 180, 180, 180, 180, side slide, side slide, and he's skiing in. He's stood that up, so I think he'll be delighted with that.
Next skier on the water will be Lasse Jonsson of Norway. His best score in tricks is 1030 points. So here comes Lasse Jungsson of Norway on his first trick run.
All right, so Lasse Jonsson on the water, just getting ready now. And the first trick, I think, is going to be, so 180, reverse 180. I think that's a 5. 180, 365 actually. Wait 180, back in. Reverse 180, wake, back in. And he's stood up the first round. No, side slide, side slide. Now he's stood up the first round. So successful first pass there for Lasse.
So the scores in for the previous skier, Fernando Fernandes of Portugal, has scored 1,210 points.
Και το αποτέλεσμα για τον αθλητή της Πορτογαλίας, Φερνάντο Φερνάντες, 1.210 βαθμούς. Έχει το ίδιο σκορ με τον Ulf Skande από τη Σουηδία.
Okay, Lasse Jonsson coming back now, is in the toe hold. So toe 180, back to front, front to back, back to front, I should say. Now back into the hands. Reverse 360, 360, 180, side slide. Wrapping up, he's trying to get into the wrap position for the helicopter. He's struggling a little bit here. He's got himself out, he's got time. Just composing, and he's made the 360, the helicopter. Well done.
Ο αθλητής που μόλις είδαμε ήταν ο αθλητής από την Νορβηγία, ο Lasse Jonsson.
So next on the water is Germany's Norbert Berger. He has a personal best of 1,040 points. He was part of the gold medal winning team in these championships a year ago in Germany.
Ο αθλητής που μόλις βλέπουμε είναι ο Norbert Berger από τη Γερμανία, στο πρώτο του πέρασμα.
Norbert now well into his run. Weight 180, weight 180, weight 180, weight 180. looking pretty composed. Side slide completed. Getting into the half wrap for a wake 360 out. And a wake 360 back in, and he just catches the edge and goes in.
Το αποτέλεσμα για τον αθλητή Lasse Jonsen από την Νορβηγία είναι 1080 βαθμοί.
So that's the score for Lasse Jungsen from Norway in. He scored 1,080 points. So here comes Norbert Berger on his second run.
So for all you skiers, you know that when you complete a wake trick, you have to establish that there's some air between the ski and the top of the wake. And sometimes for those people who are not initiated in trick skiing, that's a key factor in scoring a wake trick. You have to have air between the ski and the top of the wake. Meanwhile, we've got Norbert coming in. He's done a 360. He's done a reverse 360. Half wrap 180. Not sure whether that's meant to be a 5. He's done a nice step. He's going for the step wake. I thought he was going for the step wake. He might still do. No, I think that's it. Pretty happy and wants to go in.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από τη Μεγάλη Βρετανία, John Phillips.
John Phillips of Great Britain up on the water next, PB of 1,540 points. Your teammate Dush, would you like to talk us through what he does? You must presumably know more or less what he's expecting to do, no?
I haven't seen John trick ski for a while, but I know that he's a very capable trick skier, so if 1540 is his recent best, I'm pretty sure he'll get close to it. is perfectly capable of standing up both runs with a strong repertoire both with the hands and with the toe tricks. So John just entering the course now, we'll see. Earlier on this morning, made 2.5 at 13 to make the slalom final. So he's had a good start, and I would anticipate that, I don't know what he's going to start with, but I'm going to say he's probably going to start with a 360 wrap for the helicopter. We'll see. So he's actually starting with the side slides both ways. So 180, 180, positional, 360. Just settling again, getting into a positional for the reverse 360 over the wake. And back in. And he's just caught an edge, straight legs as he came in, and caught an edge on the 360, the wake 360 back in. Looked okay on the way out. But I reckon he made most of his hand set, his hand run. I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming he's going to be coming back on the in the toe hold.
So the score for Norbert Berger of Germany, 960 points.
Και το αποτέλεσμα για τον Norbert Berger από τη Γερμανία είναι 960 βαθμοί.
Ja, die Zahl für Norbert Berger, 960 Punkte.
You're a man of many talents, Tush. Thanks for the German commentary for the German skier, giving his points. Meanwhile, John Phillips of Great Britain still out on the water. He's just going to spin at the top and come straight back in for his second run.
All right, John coming in now, just approaching the course from the top end. Still on hands. Here we go. Weight 180 out, weight 180 in. Reverse weight 180 out, back in. 180. It's getting into the toe. Oh, it's a step. And he's going for the wake step. He's out. He's come back in and just caught an edge. But right at the end of the pass, well done, John.
So we'll wait a while to get John Phillips' score from Great Britain. I think I may have heard the news that the seventh skier, Yuko Lamy, may not be starting. I'll just try and clarify that. So yes, we do have a skier on the water, but it's not Ioannina of Finland, who I gather had a bit of an injury in training. So this will be Petra Bopler-Filbig of Germany.
And Petra skiing very nicely here, straight into steps, wake steps. So just a half wrap, 360. Wake 360 out, back in, wake 180, wake 180 back in, and stood that up. Very neat pass there for Petra.
Η αθλήτρια που μόλις είδαμε στο πρώτο της πέρασμα ήταν η Πέτρα Bopler-Filbig από τη Γερμανία. Θα επιστρέψει για το δεύτερο πέρασμα και σε κάποια λεπτά θα έχουμε και το αποτέλεσμά της.
So the score for John Phillips of Great Britain, the last in the over 65 men tricks preliminary, 870 points. Now there were only 6 skiers in that, and if I've got this right, I believe the first 5 go through to the final, which unfortunately for John will mean he is the one who misses out. Again, on the water, about to do a second pass, is Germany's Petra Bopler-Filbig in the over 55 ladies.
Okay, so Petra now coming in. She looks to be in a wrap position here. Okay, so in the toe with a 360. Side slide, reverse side slide by toe. Toe weight 180 out and back in, looking very solid. Reverse 360. Sorry, reverse 180, apologies. Now a 360. And now a reverse 360, looking good. And she stood that pass up, looking great.
Το αποτέλεσμα για τον τελευταίο άνδρα άνω των 65 στις φιγούρες είναι 870 βαθμοί. Βρισκόμαστε στην κατηγορία των γυναικών άνω των 55 φιγούρες προκριματικός γύρος. 3 αθλήτριες στην κατηγορία αυτή. Βλέπουμε ήδη την πρώτη, είδαμε μάλλον ήδη την πρώτη, την Πέτρα από τη Γερμανία. Σε λίγο θα έχουμε το σκορ της και η επόμενη αθλήτρια είναι από την Νότια Αφρική, Λιζέτ Μπέκερ.
So the next skier in the water, Lisette Becker of South Africa. There are just 3 ladies in the over 55s. Lisette is 56 years old and I think she has a PB of 1,650 points. So Lisette Becker from South Africa on the water now. Dush has just gone to get some refreshment. He will return shortly, and with me is Diane Kirby of Ireland, who's going to talk us through this run.
Okay, right. In comes Lisette. She's in the wrap position, so I think she's going for a work 3. Yes, work 3 landed nicely. Work 180. Return work 180. Work 180. Whoops, and she's fallen. She turned a little bit too early there.
I guess she'll be a little disappointed with that. Fell quite early in the run.
Yeah, she'll be very disappointed with that. That's a fairly easy trick for her.
Okay, so Lisette Becker on the back of the boat at the moment. She'll be dropped in at the end and coming back for her second pass. Should say that there are only 3 ladies in this category, which means all 3 will automatically go through to the finals, regardless of their scores. So Lisette may be disappointed with that, but she's got another pass to go and she goes through to the final anyway.
Yeah, no, that makes a big difference. It's very disappointing when you don't do what you can do, but it's even more disappointing when you don't make the final. So thank goodness all the ladies are going through.
Το αποτέλεσμα για την Πέτρα Bobble Filbig από τη Γερμανία είναι 2.230 βαθμοί. 2.230 βαθμοί.
We've got the score for Petra Böple Filbig of Germany, 2,230 points. So here comes Lisette on her second run.
Η Lisette Becker έρχεται για το δεύτερο πέρασμά της. Lisette Becker από Νότια Αφρική.
Okay, she started in tow. She did 2 180s and a tow side slide, and she's back in full skiing position now. She's repeating her work 180s. And this time she's been successful. Good, that's good. So she's repeated those tricks that she missed, and now she's following with basic tricks, 180s and into 360s. And and a back-to-back. Unfortunately, she's fallen on that.
But that was better for her, obviously, and she fell further down the pass, and she's repeated the tricks that she didn't manage to do in the first one.
Yeah. I mean, this is a decision that skiers will often make. They'll have a second run, but they have safer tricks in the first run, perhaps, that they didn't do. So rather than risk falling on a high-scoring trick, you'll go and do repeat tricks that you know you normally...
Anna-Lotte Finstead of Norway.
Και τελευταία αθλήτρια της κατηγορίας γυναίκες άνω των 55 ετών, προκριματικός γύρος φιγουρών, η Lotte Hanne Finstad από Νορβηγία.
So here is Hanne-Lotte Finstad of Norway. Diane?
Right, she's coming in just in a basic skiing position, and it looks, yes, she's starting with side slides, so she'll go into basics, I imagine. Yes, 180, 180, repeat, 180, 180, yes, and now she's doing 2 360. She's doing her tricks now hand to hand. Work 180. Oops, she's come to the front, she'll have to turn back. Work 180. Work 180. Work 180. Yes, that probably was her first basic run.
So here's Hanne-Lotte Finstad of Norway coming back on her second run.
Right, I'm just trying to see whether or not she's in the toe hold position. I think she is, let's see. Right, yes she is, she definitely is. Right, yes, she's done her basics backwards and forwards, 180s. She's coming out of toe, so let's see what she's going to do next. She's repeating her work 180s as well. Yes, if you remember in the first round she had problems. I'm not sure what yes. So she's repeated all 4 work 180s, which you have to do. Tricks have to be followed by their reverse. That's why you have to repeat them. If you miss one, you have to repeat all of them. So I think that's Hanne-Lotte's final trick, and she'll be pleased that she stood up.
Τελικό αποτέλεσμα για την αθλήτρια Λιζέτ Μπέκερ από τη Νότια Αφρική, 590 βαθμοί.
And the score for the previous skier, Lizette Becker of South Africa, 590 points. And that will reflect that early fall, particularly in that first run for her.
Yes, it will. Yes, but I mean, she's got another chance tomorrow because she's going to be in the final. So that'll just get the fire in her belly and get her all ready to make sure she doesn't do it again. And she'll know why she fell. She'll know the mistake that she made, and she'll know not to make it tomorrow.
Great, okay. Well, in that category, all that remains now is to wait for the judges' score for Hanne-Lotte Finstad of Norway. So we can clear that up. We'll then be moving on to the over 55 men. There are 11 people on the start list, 11 men on the start list in this category. And we'll be starting that shortly.
Περιμένουμε το αποτέλεσμα της τελευταίας αθλήτριας της κατηγορίας γυναίκες άνω των 55 ετών. Παρακολουθούμε τον προκριματικό γύρο των φιγουρών και αμέσως μετά ένα 5 λεπτό διάλειμμα και ξανά εδώ. 5 λεπτά διάλειμμα και θα συνεχίσουμε με την κατηγορία ανδρών άνω των 55 ετών. Προκριματικός γύρος, πάντα φιγούρες. Εδώ στο κανάλι της Αμφιθέας, στα όμορφα Ιωάννινα.
Νέο Bosphul Rocky Road στα πράσινα ψυγεία.
Επειδή κάθε δευτερόλεπτο μετράει. Επειδή θέλεις να είσαι εκεί για αυτούς που αγαπάς. Επειδή η φαρμακευτική αγωγή είναι μέρος μόνο της θεραπείας. Care and Tourism Enterprises. Είναι περισσότερα από μία άμεση βοήθεια. Είναι ασθενοφόρα, νοσηλεία, θεραπεία, κατακλήσεις, ιατροί, αποκατάσταση, εργαστηριακές και διαγνωστικές εξετάσεις, ιατρικός εξοπλισμός και αναλώσιμα κατευθείαν σπίτι σας. Και ακόμη μετακινήσεις ασθενών και ραντεβού σε ιατρία. Care and Tourism Enterprises. Ολοκληρωμένες ιατρικές υπηρεσίες και υπηρεσίες φροντίδας. Care and Tourism Enterprises. Με εχεμήθεια, διακριτικότητα και σεβασμό. Κοντά στα αγαπημένα σας πρόσωπα. Καλέστε μας στο 6936 49 08 48 όλο το 24ωρο και στο πενταψήφιο 11044.
780 points. So to reiterate the ladies over 55 preliminary round, we have Petra Bokle-Filbig of Germany on 2,230, Lisette Becker of South Africa on 590, and Hannah-Lotte Finstad on 780. All three will go through to the finals. Next up, we have the over 55 men tricks preliminary round, and there are 11 skiers on the starting list, and the first will be Rainer Kaffelsberger of Germany.
Και τα αποτελέσματα της κατηγορίας γυναίκες άνω των 55 στις φιγούρες έχουν ως εξής. Πέτρα Φίλμπιγκ Μπόμπλ από Γερμανία 2.230 βαθμούς. Λότε Χάνε Φίνσταντ από Νορβηγία 780 και Λιζέτ Μπέκερ από Νότια Αφρική 590.
Νέο Bosch Full Rocky Road στα πράσινα ψυγεία.
So we're just starting the over 55 men tricks preliminary round, and the first skier on the water is Rainer Kapfelsberger of Germany. Dush speaks German, so he can do this bilingually. I don't know if you can call all the tricks bilingually, but there you go. Here he is.
Thanks, Jane. I probably wouldn't risk it, but anyway, let's see how Rainer gets on. So 360, sorry, 180, 180, 360, 360. Weight 180 out, back in. Half wrap, weight 180, into a 360. And out with a 360 out and a 360 in. He stood the run up. So I gather Rainer's personal best is somewhere in the region of 2680, 2,680 points. And looking as though he may be able to challenge that, but we'll have to have some complex tricks on the way back.
Ξεκίνησε λοιπόν η κατηγορία των ανδρών άνω των 55 ετών, προκριματικός γύρος φιγουρών, και ο πρώτος αθλητής στο νερό που μόλις είδαμε στο πρώτο του πέρασμα είναι ο Γερμανός Rainer Kapfelsberger.
So Rainer is the gold medalist from 1995 in the German Nationals. He also took the gold medal with his team in the Europeans in 2014. He says one of his hobbies is gymnastics. That's pretty good for a trick skier, I guess. Dush, you know, if you're good at gymnastics, good balance, good flips, maybe once upon a time.
Don't look at me. Like, that's the theory. We were just remarking how the ladies seem a lot more flexible on their trick skis than the gentlemen, who tend to use more strength than finesse, and I think that sums up the world. Anyway, here comes Rainer coming back now. He's in the toe. Opening up with a basic 180, side slide, reverse side slide, weight 180, toe weight 180 back into hand, going for the step, front to back, back to front, step out, step wake out I should say, and step wake back in. Okay, so Rainer has stood up his pass. Well done, Rainer. 2 good passes.
So on the water now is Ord Brode from Sweden, personal best of 3,930 points.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό, excuse me, είναι Odd Brad από Σουηδία.
So he's going to test our knowledge of trick skiing. Here he comes with a toe wrap 360. Sorry, step 360, apologies. Step, 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 step. Positional 360, weight 360. Ooh, and he lost it on the reverse toe step out. Sorry, step back to back. I was close. Come and help me, Dave.
So the score for the first skier, Rainer Kapfelsberger from Germany, is in. It's 1,830 points.
Το αποτέλεσμα του πρώτου αθλητή στις φιγούρες του Rainer Kapfelsberger είναι 1.830 βαθμοί.
Und die Zahl für Rainer ist 1830. What's he in? Is he on? So Ud's just getting into his toe wrap. 180, 180 then. Side slide, side slide. He's lost it, got on the back of the ski. But he managed to get in quite a few toe tricks there. I didn't get them all, unfortunately, but it looked like he had a couple of 360s in there, and certainly then with full at the end on the side slide.
Next skier will be Pierre Hoff of the Netherlands. Pierre Hoff has a PB of 990 points. And he's just coming in for his first run now.
Πρώτος αθλητής, όχι πρώτος, τρίτος αθλητής στην κατηγορία άντρας 55 φιγούρες προκριματικός από την Ολλανδία, Pierre Hoff.
So Pierre coming into the course now as we speak, and the opening trick is a side slide, reverse side slide, wrap 180, reverse 180, going for the 360 which he completes, reverse 360 which he completes, going for the wake, so wake 180, back out, back in, reverse, wake 180, out, back in, and he's happy with that. He's stood up the first run.
Χορηγή του αγώνα του Πανευρωπαϊκού Πρωταθλήματος άνω των 35 ετών εδώ στα Γιάννενα, στο κανάλι της Αμφιθέας, είναι η εταιρεία Blink, Δρεπάνη, Τέρνα, Βίκος, Bosch, Care and Tourism Enterprise, Ελληνικά Πετρέλαια, Δήμος Ιωνιτών, Περιφέρεια Υπήρου, Εξάλκο, Μουσείο Αργυροτεχνίας, Μοντε Κάρλο, Παπάς Σκηνοτικ και Σπήλαιο Περάματος.
So Pierre just wrapping. So he's in the toe loop. He's done the 180. Back in. Back into hand position. Going for the 360, the weight 360 out. Repositioning. Weight 180 out. Back in. Reverse weight 180 out. Back in. And I think he's happy with that. It's a fist pump in the air. He's happy with that one.
Και το αποτέλεσμα του προηγούμενου αθλητή από τη Σουηδία, του Odd, είναι 2.060 βαθμοί.
So Odd Brade of Sweden, or Brade of Sweden, has scored 2,060 points. The next skier on the water will be Tim Hazelwood of Great Britain. He's already made it through to the slalom final today, although he didn't have as good a run as he'd hoped, but through all the same. Great jumper, but it's fair to say that tricks is his least favourite of the three disciplines, as his teammate Dush Lukic confirms to me. But Tim will be the next one on the water. Dush.
Thanks, Jane. Still makes him a very good trick skier, but he likes the grunt of the jump and the finesse of the slalom. So let's see what happens here.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από την Μεγάλη Βρετανία, Timothy Hazelwood.
So he's starting with a helicopter. He's in the wrap position. So 360, helicopter in, weight 180 out, back in. Weight 180 out, back in. 180, 180, 360, positional 180 for a 360, and back in for a 360 wake. So step wake, whoops, is doing it again on the way out, coming back in, and that's a good round for Tim. He'll be happy with that. Did you notice how on that one he did the step weight 180 out, and then he lost his positioning. He was able to reposition and then come back in for the step weight 180 back in.
And he had to do that in order to score sufficiently. That's why he did it.
That's correct. I mean, I think I wouldn't presuppose that he scored it, but certainly he felt, it would appear he felt that his step weight 180 out was okay. The step weight 180 back needed to be repositioned.
So what do you reckon he'll do on the way back then?
I've no idea.
He didn't give you an insight then. You didn't have a team discussion, right? So Tim Hazelwood will be coming back in for his second run. Just settling at the end of the lake. Yeah, Dush has just said he'll start with some toes. So let's see what he does. Absolutely beautiful still here. It's 2:45 Greek time. Very warm, very still. Tiny breeze actually fluttering the flags on the lake here at the Pambotis Water Ski Club. So here comes Tim Hazelwood on his second run.
So Tim in the toe position, getting ready, just getting set. It's a side slide. It's a weight 180. Back in. It's a 180. I guess he's going to try the reverse. There's a reverse 180. And he's got the 360. And go for the 360 again. And just straighten up the knee and lost it at the end. But I think Tim will be very happy with that. Congratulations, Tim. And he's confirming he's got a smile on his face. And I don't often see Tim smiling when he's tricking.
Yeah, that was all right. That was a thumbs up. So when he makes the short swim over to here, we'll find out. But as Dush says, it looks like he was pretty happy with that. We'll find out when we get the scores.
Ο Timothy Hazelwood, ο αθλητής της Μεγάλης Βρετανίας, τελείωσε και τα δυο περάσματα στις φιγούρες. Σε λίγο θα έχουμε και το αποτέλεσμα. Και επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από τη Γαλλία, ο Φρεντερίκ Βινγκερό.
So the score for Pierre Hoff of the Netherlands is 780 points. His first run was 580, second run 200. So that's Pierre Hoff of the Netherlands scoring 780. The next skier on the water is Frédéric Vigneron of France.
Το αποτέλεσμα του προηγούμενου αθλητή από την Ολλανδία, του Pierre Hoff, 780 βαθμοί.
Okay, so Frederick just warming up. We think his best is 1850. That's what is written on the bio, but I can't confirm that. Anyway, Frederick coming into the course as we speak, going with a weight 180 out, back in, reverse weight 180 out, coming back in, 360, 360 reverse helicopter wake out, I should say, and back in, step wake out. Step weight back in, or step and then step weight back in. Side slide, and stands up the pass.
So just as Frederic Vigneron comes in for his second pass, we have the scores for Tim Hazelwood of Great Britain, 2,430 points, 2,430. So here comes Frederic Vigneron on run 2.
And Frederic just positioning in the toe. So I'm not sure if that's a 180 or a 360 he was trying there, but it's a weight 180, toe weight 180 out and back in. Side slide, reverse side slide. 180. Pull the leg out and in for the reverse 180. And I think he's happy with that. He's blown a kiss to the dock or to the to the releaser. So I think Frederic's very happy.
Το αποτέλεσμα του προηγούμενου αθλητή από την Αγγλία, του Timothy Hazelwood, είναι 2.430 βαθμοί.
Does you mention the releaser? I'm sure probably everybody here or watching the webcast will know what that is, but if there is anybody who doesn't know what the releaser is, can you just explain who that is, how the skier can choose who that is, and what the role is?
Of course, Jen. Basically, the releaser is there to ensure the safety of the skier, so that when the skier is in a toe hold position, if they fall in, they would get dragged down the lake, or potentially certainly be dragged for a period of time, could cause severe damage to the body in many different ways. So the releaser is there to ensure that when the skier looks like they're going to fall, they release the line so that the skier is not dragged down the lake and avoids injury.
So obviously, unlike slalom, when you fall, the boat stays attached to the boat. In tricks, it stays attached to the skier, but is released from the boat to relieve injury. And the trick releaser can be the person of the skier's choice. Is that right?
That's absolutely right, Jane. So normally the skier would choose a releaser who's familiar with their skiing style and understands sometimes if they take a bit of a snag on a trick, they don't automatically fall in. It's a judgment call for the releaser at that point to either keep them on the line or let them go.
Yeah, I guess if there was an unfamiliar releaser, they might err on the side of caution and release when the skier would be very unhappy that they were confident of being able to retain their balance, or regain their balance rather. So that's the key role of a releaser. Very, very big responsibility. So the next skier on the water is Gil Alcoforado of Portugal, 64-year-old in the over 55 category.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από την Πορτογαλία, ο Gil Alcoforado.
So this is Gilles' first European Championships. Congratulations to him. He's done on two skis. He's done a side slide and a reverse side slide. He's done a 180 back to front there. Reverse 180 back to front. 360. Going for the reverse 360. He stood those up. Well done. And I think that's his repertoire on the first pass.
So there again we see a skier out on two skis, and as you said, his first European Championships, no personal best at all, no score in competition for skis for tricks rather that we are aware of. So that was a very successful first pass. We have the score also for Frederic Vigneron, 1,920 points, 1,920 points for Frederic Vigneron.
Αποτέλεσμα για τον προηγούμενο αθλητή, Frederic Vigneron, 1.920 βαθμοί.
So this is Gil Alcoforado of Portugal coming in for his second pass, and it looks to me like he's on one ski this time, Dush.
Yep, coming into the course now on a single trick. So he's done the side slide, going for the reverse side slide. 180, dropped the head a little bit. Oh, just made it, drifted out. He's going for the reverse. Oh, and he caught an edge on that reverse, but it seemed to be travelling for a reasonable distance, having made the initial turn, but just got a bit of weight on the back foot and caught the edge, and he's in. But congratulations to Gilles in his first European Championships.
There you go, he appreciated that, and a bit of applause from the grandstand next to us. So Gil Alcoforado just swimming to the shore now. Very successful first Europeans. Next up will be Paul Hammersley of Great Britain, another British skier already through to the slalom final. So he'll be seeing what he can do in tricks. His personal best is 1,930 points. His biography is quite interesting. His age, he's put old. His sponsors, he says me. And talking about hobbies, he says skiing and mountain biking. I don't know if he means this sort of skiing or snow skiing as well, but mountain bike and other hobbies, no time. He has no time for anything. So clearly he's spending a lot of his time skiing, mountain biking and nothing else.
Ο Ζιλ τρέχει για πρώτη φορά στους Πανευρωπαϊκούς. Τον ευχαριστούμε που είναι φέτος εδώ μαζί μας για πρώτη φορά.
And it's interesting that Paul Hammersley describes his hero as Tim Hazelwood. That's an interesting one.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από την Μεγάλη Βρετανία, ο Paul Hammersley.
Yeah, Dush, I mentioned that in the slalom. I thought that was quite interesting because, of course, Paul's a very big jumper as well, isn't he? And slalom skier, like, you know, clearly Tim. And do you think that's it's serious, presumably, is it? I mean, you know, Tim is a big hero. So why do you think it's interesting he's done that?
Well, I think the fact that Tim has jumped 60 metres in the past has probably got something to do with it. Right, in he comes with a helicopter. It's just a side slide, reverse side slide. Wrap 180, reverse 180, he's going for the weight 180, out, back in, reverse, back in, looking pretty comfortable. It's just a half wrap into the 360, half wrapping into the 360 wake, repositioning, but I think he's come to the end of the pass. That's a pretty steady looking opening run there for Paul.
360 βαθμοί για τον προηγούμενο αθλητή, τον Gil Alcoforado από την Πορτογαλία.
So Gil Alcoforado of Portugal scored 360 points in his first international trick competition. So well done to him as we wait for Paul Hammersley to come back on his second run.
Okay, eyes down the lake. If you're on the bank, it's down to the right here. Paul getting into a toe wrap position here. So toe 180 out in, toe weight 180 out, back in, side slide, reverse side slide, and he just got on his heel there and couldn't quite hold the position. But I think he'll be happy with that. It's good skiing by Paul and great contribution to his overall three-event package. Three very good-looking German gentlemen just walking down the bank. That is a demon package. How can they all be Liverpool fans? I just don't understand that. You never walk alone, even in Germany.
There appears to be a revised score for Frédéric Vigneron of France. It's now 1,680 points, so 1,680 points for Frédéric Vigneron.
Το αποτέλεσμα για τον προηγούμενο αθλητή.
Next on the water, Mark Beard of Great Britain, 58 years old. He's the jump champion from these events last year. And he has a PB in tricks of around 1,840 points. And over to his teammate Dush, who's going to talk us through this one.
Thank you, Jane. As you say, Mark is the reigning European jump champion. He's in the wrap position now on his trick ski. Outside the weight for the helicopter, the weight 360, which is landed. So weight 180 out, weight 180 back in, reverse weight 180 out and back in. He's got his GB shorts on like that. So he wrapped into a 360 there. Another, so it's another 360. So positional wrap with a 360 side slide, side slide. And I think he'll be happy with that. That looks like a very good run.
Ο αθλητής που μόλις είδαμε στο πρώτο του πέρασμα είναι ο Mark Beard από την Μεγάλη Βρετανία. 58 ετών.
Mark just setting up for his second run.
Okay, entering the course in the toe position. 180 and back. Looking for the weight 180 out. Weight 180 back in. Side slide. Quickly back into the hand position. Gone for the step. And back. Going for the step wake out. step weight back in, and he just lost the handle, drifted away from him and fell. But that's a good round from Mark. I think he'll be pleased with that.
So we just got the score in for Paul Hammersley of Great Britain, 1,270 points for Paul Hammersley.
Και το αποτέλεσμα για τον Paul Hammersley είναι...
He has a PB from 2004 of 3,910, but I think more recently it's around about 2,400. So he'll be the next on the water.
Επόμενος αθλητής στο νερό από τη Σουηδία, Sjöström Bo.
So here's the Swede now, Bo Sjöström, setting up for the first pass.
Τρεις αθλητές με αυτόν που βλέπουμε αυτή τη στιγμή απομένουν για να τελειώσει η κατηγορία των ανδρών άνω των 55 προκριματικός φιγουρών.
So Bo wrapped in, ready for a helicopter on the way in, wake 360, completed, 180, 180, positional 180 for a 360, for a weight 360, weight 360 back in, it's a step, back to front, front to back, going for the wake step out, wake step back in, reverse 180 for a 360 out, and lost it on the on that trick.
Bo has several Swedish titles to his name in tricks in the over 35, over 45 and over 55 category. Back in 1998 he was third in the tricks in the over 35s in the World Championships, the over 35 Worlds. So also in slalom is podiumed in every plus 35 Swedish Championships. So a lot of titles and podiums for him.
Και το σκορ για τον Mark Beard είναι 1630 βαθμοί.
Just as we wait for Bo Sjöström is just coming back in, but Mark Beard of Great Britain, his score is 1,630 points. So Dush, over to you to talk through this run.
Thanks, Jane. So Bo just getting ready. He's in the toe position, steadying himself as he enters the course, looking at a toe 360, pulling it in for a reverse 180, or actually it's a 360. 180, reverse 180, looked a little bit shaky on that one, side slide, going for the weight 180, out, weight 180 back in. Is he going to go for the reverse, or is that him done? I think that's him done. I think he'll be happy with that.
Mark Beard has just joined us, Great Britain's skier and team captain, who's just heard from us that he scored 1,630 points on that trick run. Pleased with that, Mark?
Delighted, thanks. Yeah, really good. Happy to stand up as well.
Love the shorts as well, the Union flag shorts. Yeah, that's is that just for the tricks?
Just for the tricks and just for the Europeans and Worlds, yeah.
Okay, and as team captain, what do you think of how the team's doing so far?
We're doing pretty good. Tim's tricked amazingly, as always. He's reliable as ever, and we've got some good scores in there. I think we'll be pleased at the end of the day.
You were in the slalom earlier on, but you didn't make it through to the final, did you? You disappointed about that?
Really disappointed. I was probably 2 passes down on where I've been most of the season. It was a little bit washy, but and I protested, but I think it was probably the same for everybody. So yeah, just have to take it. It's frustrating. Slalom, you've got one shot at it. Tricks, jump, you've got a bit more chance to have a go at it.
Yeah, I think the judges said they didn't see the wash. Clearly, you thought there was a little bit, but it's you've got the jump to come as well, though, and that's your favoured discipline, is it?
Jump's what it's about, really, isn't it?
Brilliant. Thanks very much for talking to us, Mark. We now have Dennis de Jong of South Africa on the... No, we don't. I thought we had a skier on the water, but no. We do. Sorry, I didn't see him. Yes. Sorry, he was hidden behind the boat. Yes. Dennis de Jong of South Africa.
Started with a toe 360. Weight 180, weight 180. Looking pretty strong here. Reverse 180. That's a reverse 180. A 360. Wow. Pretty good. I think he just stood his whole toe run up. That was astonishing.
Ο αθλητής που μόλις πέρασε για το πρώτο του πέρασμα είναι ο Dennis de Jong από την Νότια Αφρική.
We're trying to establish what Dennis's best score is in tricks. It's either 3.4 or 3.6. 3.250. I've had it confirmed that it's 3.250. That must be 3.1. Okay. So Dennis on his way back. .540, positional wrap, 360 out, weight 360 out I should say, weight 360 back in, going for the 5 on the way out, and back in. Going for the step wake out, back in, step wake back in, and that is a very, very solid performance from Dennis.
Glad to see that the national flag shorts are in evidence again. So yeah, that's the South African flag on the shorts as well. So just as Mark Beard had the Union flag shorts. So Dush has called that as an extremely good trick run for Dennis de Jong of South Africa, which I'm sure will absolutely delight him because he just missed out on that slalom final in the tiebreak for the 12th and final position to go into the slalom final in the over 55 category. So great news for Dennis de Jong, although of course we'll have to wait and see how the judges score his run. We have one final skier for today, and that is Rodney Rowlands of Great Britain. He has a best of 800 points, so we'll see what he can do. In the meantime, I'll try to get you the score of Bo Huerstrom as soon as we have it. Just checking whether that's come in yet or whether my live results has crashed, but we'll give you the results for him and for Dennis de Jong when they come in, and in the meantime we're waiting for the final skier of the day, Rodney Rowlands.
Και ο τελευταίος αθλητής της κατηγορίας 55, άνω των 55 άντρες φιγούρες προκριματικός γύρος, ο αθλητής από την Μεγάλη Βρετανία, ο Rodney Rowlands. Στο μεταξύ θα έχουμε και τα αποτελέσματα του προηγούμενου αθλητή, του Dennis de Jong από την Νότια Αφρική.
So here comes Rodney Rowlands of Great Britain.
Kicking off with a weight 360 in. Sorry, weight 180. Then a 180, then a 180. 360. Going for the reverse 360, completed. Looking good, side slide. Reverse side slide. And a 180 wrap. And he stood that up. In previous years, I've seen Rodney starting on 2 tricks and then dropping one in a very polished fashion and then getting into 1 trick ski. So let's see what he's got up his sleeve for the return journey. So eyes down the lake for the last pass of today's proceedings. Only fitting that a star such as Rodney Rowlands should be completing the proceedings today. And here he comes. Side slide, reverse side slide, out of the weight for position. So weight 180 in, 360. Whoa, oh, there's a big slap on the 360 attempt there, caught an edge. Hand up if you're okay, Rod. Great, he's okay, and well done, Rod. That's the end of today's proceedings.
So, Sophia, over to you.
Περιμένουμε 3 αποτελέσματα από τους 3 τελευταίους αθλητές. Ήδη οι κριτές βλέπουν ξανά το βίντεο ώστε να είναι ακριβείς με τη βαθμολογία τους. Σε λίγα λεπτά θα έχουμε και των 3.
Just an explanation of why we're waiting a bit of time for some of the results. There is a video review of who Hurström, the Swede skier's runs. At the moment it's saying 1,570 points, so that is a video review for the Swede, and then we will await the scores for Dennis de Jong and Rodney Rowlands. In the meantime, let's talk about tomorrow's agenda. We will be broadcasting live again. It's all preliminary events. We kick off with the slalom, 45 plus men, and then the 35 plus women, 35 plus men. Then we have the preliminary jumps in the over 65s and over 55s men and women. And then we have the tricks event for the over 35s and over 45 men and women. So that again is a series of preliminary events kicking off at 8 o'clock Greek time, local time. So if you want to keep an eye on what's going on, you need an early start, either here at the lake in Ioannina in northwest Greece or via the webcast. But we'll be bringing that to you again. And of course the prelims and finals, and just the finals that take place on Sunday. So prelims and finals still on Saturday and on Sunday. But tomorrow a full and packed programme from the lake here. We'll just, as I say, wait to bring you the final points in the tricks category. A lot of excitement going on behind me from the three Portuguese members of the Portuguese team and Dush. I don't know quite why they're getting so excited out there, but there you go. I'm sure they'll tell us.
Τελειώσαμε λοιπόν για σήμερα, εκτός το ότι περιμένουμε 3 αποτελέσματα. Να σας ενημερώσω για την αυριανή μέρα, η οποία θα αρχίσει στις 8 το πρωί, Παρασκευή αύριο, 8 το πρωί, με τη σειρά των ανδρών άνω των 45, σειρά 3 σλάλομ, προκριματικός γύρος. Συνέχεια σειρά 2 άνω των 45, στη συνέχεια σειρά 1 άνω των 45 άντρες σλάλομ. Θα συνεχίσουμε με τις γυναίκες άνω των 45, με τις γυναίκες άνω των 35, με τους άντρες άνω των 35 και στη συνέχεια θα έχουμε και άλμα και φιγούρες και γενικά θα είναι μια γεμάτη μέρα, οπότε θα είμαστε εδώ από το πρωί για όλους εσάς για να παρακολουθήσουμε μαζί αυτόν τον όμορφο αγώνα που γίνεται για πολλοστή φορά εδώ στα Γιάννενα στο κανάλι της Αμφιθέας. Έχουμε ένα αποτέλεσμα του αθλητή Dennis De Jong από την Νότια Αφρική, 2.480 βαθμοί.
So that's the score for Dennis De Jong of South Africa, 2,480 points. Score for Rodney Rowlands of Great Britain, the final skier of today, 580 points. 580 points.
Και το αποτέλεσμα του τελευταίου αθλητή της σημερινής ημέρας, Rodney Rowlands, where is it?
No,
I lost it.
It's disappeared.
So, τελικό αποτέλεσμα για τον αθλητή Rodney Rowlands είναι 580 βαθμοί. Rodney Rowlands από τη Μεγάλη Βρετανία.